Hello! I'm going to talk about the Texas Republican Party. Yeah! And their attempt to ban teachers from teaching critical thinking skills to their students because they're afraid that it will hurt their long-standing beliefs and stuff like that. I'm like, okay then. Let's think about this for a second. Here's a little secret, Republicans. You know this thing called math? Algebra and all that good stuff? That's critical thinking. You're going to have to ban math in order to eliminate critical thinking. You know this thing called chess? You're going to have to ban all chess clubs if you're going to eliminate being taught critical thinking skills, because that's also a tool for critical thinking, evil critical thinking, and it'll make people think for themselves instead of being unquestioning sheep and following just mindless propaganda that people spew forth. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. You're gonna have to eliminate the math, I'm sorry. You know, creative writing? I'm going to have to say that's probably on the critical thinking side too. You're going to have to eliminate that too. Ooh. So there's not much left you got. Maybe you can do some basic math, repetitive 5 times 5, 8 times 8, whatever. But anything higher level like algebra, geometry, devil's child there, and calculus, anything higher level than that, you're going to have to eliminate because that will encourage critical thinking skills. I'm sorry. So, I'm like, okay. And to show how non-critical thinking these people are, there was a thing in another platform. They said that they want all Texas citizens, when they have a driver's license or an ID that says that they are Texas citizens. But here's a little secret. They also said in there that only Texas citizens or United States citizens should have an ID. So let's see. If only citizens can have an ID, why then would you need to say that they are citizens on the ID? Wouldn't the ID alone imply that they are a citizen of the United States? Wouldn't that be kind of redundant? But of course you're against critical thinking, so we kind of have that. Actually think a little bit deeper than, oh yeah. So, good job, Texas, eliminating critical thinking. I don't know. You have to eliminate a lot of stuff you want to eliminate critical thinking. Here's a little secret. And also this to liberals and Republicans. A critical thinker, in my opinion, is someone that's born that way. It's not something, it's like a genetic trait. You're either born a critical thinker or you're not a critical thinker. And, there's people that like math, that like chess, that like, just to analyze every second of your existence. Like me, you're a critical thinker. And there's the people that go with the flow, that whatever's good, yeah, I'm just doing what I'm doing, woo, just going through life, Alright? Usually they're born that way, it's just a genetic trait, in my opinion. So, all the teaching in the world, I don't really know, is going to increase a ton more critical thinkers. Though it's a nice try. So, I still think though, I think the Republican Party on the Texas side has gone just a little bit too far. And I think of it as a pendulum. There's a point. If you go too far, then you have to swing back. And I think the Texas Party has gone too far. And they also had the 1965 Voting Rights Act, which ensured the right of African Americans to vote. They want to repeal that. Again, maybe that's a little bit of lack of critical thinking skills because, most people actually are for that. Shh. Don't tell the Texas Republicans that. So, I don't know what is going on with the Texas Republican Party. I think they've gone a little bit too far off the deep end. We start attacking critical thinking, skills. You gotta think. Socrates. People from like 2,500 years ago fought for people to have the right to critical think. Great philosophers freaking lost their lives because of the state saying, oh, you're thinking too much. And even like Galileo and people in the medieval times who were critical thinkers and said, hey, maybe that's not exactly right, they also lost their lives for questioning the state. And this attitude of, this is really a dangerous territory when you start saying you cannot question, and it's bad to question things. And when you start to do that, then where are your brakes? Where's the person that says, hey, where are we going with this? This is going a little bit too far. And when you stop that, that is a very, very dangerous thing. And that's when you become, instead of a conservative, you swing over to this little word I call being a reactionary. And a reactionary is a very, very dangerous thing. That was what Hitler was, a reactionary. And all the great dictators in the world, or all the great oppressive governments of the world were reactionary governments because they lacked the people that said, hey, maybe we're going just a tad bit too far with this. What are we going to do? They killed the ones that said, hey, what are we doing here? We're going too far. So remember Hitler, when he took power, the first thing he did was he went after the university professors. He didn't like the critical thinkers. And so this, in reality, I don't know what they're thinking. That's about it. That's my 2 cents on what Texas Republicans are doing. I think they've lost their minds on this, but all right. That was it. Bye-bye.